on this song because Lil Nas made #1 on the country Billboard charts.
This is crazy.
And they got mad because he was like, he's not a country artist. So he threw in Billy Ray to make it country.
Gosh.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, Ryan's been playing it on repeat. So
Wow.
It's pretty
Well,
bad.
I gotta say,
This is awesome.
one of my favorite songs is "Achy Breaky
Yeah,
Heart."
that's a great song.
That's a classic. That's a classic.
I love to two-step to "Achy Breaky."
Oh,
it's like
man.
I'm telling you, like I
Oh,
can't
He
stop.
redid
classic.
that song too. Did you hear the updated one?
No.
Man, I'll have to show you.
Oh wow,
Yeah, there's a video too.
really?
Yeah, you'll have
Well,
to
That's
see it.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Well, I have to
So-
say, and his daughter's pretty cool. She's done some pretty cool things.
Oh, my.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She has, like the fires in Los Angeles, the way she, pitched in and helped other people.
Yeah.
Unlike you know who.
Mm.
What's her name?
Kim.
Oh yeah,
The
Kim.
Kardashians.
Yeah.
They protected only their house.
Yeah, only their house. Wow. Speaking of mental illness and narcissists,
Great
seriously,
segue.
what a
Ding,
great
ding,
segue.
ding.
Yeah,
Great
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, people think, oh, well, mental illness. Mental illness comes in many different packages. Yeah. It really does. And it's funny. So we were joking, about me having I was sort of joking about having 2 nervous breakdowns. I don't even know what constitutes a nervous breakdown, but there's been 2 times in my life that I was traumatized by horrible news. And there are weeks in my life where I don't remember. I don't remember anything because you said that's disassociation.
Yeah, so that's
that
what you-
was my coping kicking in, right?
Exactly, because
mechanism.
whenever you experience a lot of trauma sometimes or just something that is really difficult inside of your life, your mind sometimes, for some people, will disassociate, which means that you kind of distance yourself in order to protect. The brain does that to try to protect
Yeah.
itself. And so it's like you kind of put this wall up. You may not even remember what was going on at that period or that time inside
I
of your
remember
life.
feeling overwhelmed by the emotions that I did not know how to sort out or handle
Wow.
with extreme loss. And it traumatized me. But, people will tell me, Bernadette, you're the most solid person I know, and so you do go through periods in your life where you could have a nervous breakdown, if you will, with air quotes, and still, come, oh, we've got a call. I love this.
I know.
Erica from California on the line. Erica, hey, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. So thank you so much for calling. What's your question?
Okay, first I'd like to say I love the show.
Oh, thank you.
Love you.
Aw.
My question is, I wanted to know how do you maintain a healthy balance with a family member who you've spoken to over and over again about insults and them putting you down, even though you've talked to them about it and told them how you're bothered by it, but they continue and they want to continue this toxic relationship with you and they feel they've done nothing wrong. How do I maintain a healthy balance?
Well, I had a couple of questions for you. So what kind of family member is this? Is this like a significant other, or is this like a brother or a sister, or is this like a son or daughter? A sister. Okay.
Sister.
2 books I want to recommend to you. It has a Christian slant to it, but I think it has a lot of good principles. Number 1 is Boundaries, and that's by Dr. Townsend and Cloud. And then they also wrote another iteration called Safe People. And it kind of goes into a lot of detail about what kind of person would be safe. But boundaries and then trying to, that's probably going to be the thing that you have to figure out. And it sounds like you're trying to set boundaries with the person, but they haven't respected it. Is that what I'm hearing? Or
Yes. And I'm almost at the point where I no longer want a relationship.
Yeah, I can relate.
Because it's unhealthy and it's toxic.
Yeah, I can relate. I have a couple of sisters that live in New York. I love them dearly, but we never speak because we have such big differences, and I feel like they judge me so harshly that I'm like, I'm done. I can only take so much. And you've got a great radio voice, by the way, Erica.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And
so-
that's exactly what I'm feeling. I'm feeling exactly that way. So it's hurtful, but I kind of want to move on with my life, and I'm starting to feel like my life would be better without her in it.
sometimes,
And I don't.
Yeah.
And it's family, and I don't want to feel that way.
That actually may be the case, but you hear me talk about values all the time. And if you value family and you have this idea that family should be close, family should love one another, family should treat each other with a certain level of respect, then you're going to want to desire, having a close family member who is like that. But because she doesn't act like that, you're going to have difficulty trying to reconcile, like, how do I manage this relationship and maintain my value of being close to family? However, if it's a relationship that is toxic and is causing a lot of stress, a lot of difficulty, if it's causing a lot of heartache, because whenever she treats you poorly, chances are she just goes off about her merrily way and doesn't think twice about it. However, you're the person who's sitting at your house reeling, thinking about it, wondering, like, where did we go wrong? Why do they keep doing this? And you may have to excommunicate them from your life. But you also need to consider, how is this going to affect the other parts of your family? Because every family is a system. And whenever you start to change the system, people are usually going to have some kind of difficulty with it. So you want to kind of, figure out and analyze the cost benefit analysis of how will it benefit you to leave the relationship or not continue to communicate with her, and then what is it going to cost you? Is it going to cost you a relationship with, let's say she has a daughter or a son, and you're close to them? Is it going to cost her relationship with your children? Different things like that. You want to figure out, how is it going to affect other parts of the family unit? And if it's possible, just distance yourself. Just figure out, like, what are my boundaries? How far you're willing to go? Really, really define those, and then try to move forward in the relationship. That would be my advice to you.
I think that's solid.
Okay.
That's solid advice. Anything else you want to ask, Vaughn?
He answered everything for me. I had a few other questions, but he answered them
Boom.
in his response.
Look at you.
So
Well, we sure appreciate you calling in, and thank you so much. It always is great. It's great to hear from our listeners. It really is. It's that connection, the thing that we talk about so much on the show.
really, really appreciate you, Erica. Thanks for calling in.
Bye-bye.
So, where do you want to go with this? We've got about 2 minutes. We blew through this show. I can't even believe the clock is almost out.
We really, really did. And so initially we were talking about dating somebody in a relationship and when should you leave the relationship? How can you help the person who's in a dating relationship if you're dating someone with a mental illness? And just a couple of things, just a couple of tips for our listeners. If you're dating someone with a mental illness, you need to really notice what's triggering them so you can kind of define those triggers so you know what to expect a lot of times. And you need to establish a routine for whatever that mental illness may be.
And boundaries?
Boundaries would be a definite yes, and so have a support plan if necessary, for instance, if it's an addiction and let's say they relapse, then what is your support plan? Who are you going to reach out to? Is it going to be a therapist? Is it going to be a friend? If it's, let's say it's alcoholism, are you going to an Al-Anon group, different things like that, and have really open and honest communication because you need to look at the long-term implications of having a relationship with someone who has a mental illness. But a lot of people are in relationships with people who have a mental illness and actually don't know that person has a mental illness. And so, again, try to figure out what's going on. And if you need to, consult with a counselor because they may be able to help you understand. For instance, I had a client come in not too long ago whose ex-husband is a narcissist. And then he would, he would do things like gaslight the relationship. He would make her doubt her own reality.
Oh, yeah.
And then whenever she would do things that were manipulative, I was able to educate and explain to that client, hey, this is what your husband's doing. This is what you can expect. And so now that you can predict the behavior, it gives you options for how to respond to the behavior in a way that doesn't affect your life. It doesn't, cause you a lot of heartache and grief whenever he does that gaslighting stuff. So
that's a hard one to overcome. I say get a divorce.
Just do it.
Yeah, definitely. So that's a rough one.
And teach them a lesson. Maybe, but I doubt it, though. They usually continue on to just do it to somebody else. Yeah. But always great to have you in studio. Vaughn England, thank you so much. Everyone out there, thank you for listening. Erica, thank you so much for calling from California. Everyone, you can go to our website, oneliferadio.com, to download and listen to our podcast and subscribe to our newsletter, or go to iHeartMedia.com to listen live and download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to us from anywhere in the world. A big shout out to our sponsors, great companies like Sun Warrior, Honest Hemp, Nature's Plate, Paleo Magazine, The Wellbeing Journal, and the International Society of Sports Nutrition. Everyone, you get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it.